I hope you are doing great. Welcome to the newest session of the modeling course. In this session, we will learn about creating landscapes and height maps, meaning up to the sessions we've had so far, we've become somewhat familiar with modeling and constructing the building itself, the plan, and other details of the building. The project you're seeing is a joint project between me and Mrs. Engineer Danishvar, which is a snowy scene. Of course we've worked on it, but it's not complete, and I think it will be finished in 1 or 2 more sessions. Guys, to build a landscape inside 3D Studio Max, I draw a plane in this shape. Now, the size I give it, I'm making it smaller, like this. And I isolate it. I press F4 to show its segments. To create such ups and downs, we can use these maps. So guys, to have these maps, these are aerial photos, or the same Google Maps photos. See, they've taken aerial photos of the real ups and downs of the Earth, and prepared them like this. The interesting thing is that we can choose any point on Earth from specific websites. The Google Maps website itself. Select the map of that part, its height map, and displacement, and start modeling in the 3D Studio Max environment. Now, I'll give you some of these maps so you can test them, and now how to access these maps. Guys, as soon as you search for height map in the Google image search, you'll see various photos like this. You can download them, approximately ups and downs. See, we can create all kinds of landscapes and spaces here, the space of ups and downs. Let's see, for example, one created inside 3D Studio Max. I can download this map now, for example. I think we have exactly this one. Let me save this one. It's a good map, but it's also usable in display imaging. See, now I'll save its format to this too. Tell me, what is the difference between PNG and JPEG? See, guys, most images in JPEG and PNG formats can have different dynamic ranges. See, images that are 8-bit, 16-bit, or 32-bit are called high dynamic range images, which include PNG images. And we can have more editing capabilities on these images, which we'll talk about in detail during the Corona course. But in modeling operations, it's exactly the same story. And the height map that we want to use in modeling now, its high dynamic range causes the details that we want to use in this map to be useful for our work. Then have it download from Google Earth sites. You can go to the Google Earth site and download these maps. Now, to download them, write on YouTube how to download height maps from Google Maps, and some short tutorials will come up. It's nothing special. You go to a specific area, and from there you download the map you want. For example, see, you go and download this part here, and we can have exactly the same ups and downs inside Max. Okay, I go into the Max environment and assign the displace modifier to it. It was in the previous video, I think we used this map, and we were able to easily make a tree leaf through a mask and photo. It's almost exactly the same story. I go to this section and load one of these maps here. I just want to have high quality. Unfortunately, I think these are... Of course, the quality of these is usually in kilobytes. Let me select this one. Okay, as soon as you assign this, nothing has happened yet. I'll increase its segments a bit as usual. For this operation to be done, have a large number of segments. Guys, just when you start this operation, pay attention to the software unit. I'm on meters and centimeters now. That's okay. Also, by pressing the number 7 key on the keyboard, the project information comes up and shows us here. Information in terms of the number of polygons and vertices in the scene. See, now you have almost 123,000 polygons and 62,000 vertices, which can help us according to your RAM, hard drive, and of course your frame rate. This part here, yes, that's the frame rate, which controls the amount of movement in the scene, the smoothness of the scene here, which is mostly related to your graphics card. Just when adding detail, be careful that this number doesn't get too high. Okay guys, the next thing I have to do here is increase this number. See, as soon as I increase this number, I can have exactly the shape of that map here with very good quality. See, just don't want to overdo it. We can put it to this extent. See, yes, this is very good. I press F4. You see that we have very good segments there. Yes, it's good. And in this way we were able to build a landscape, and here I can easily place my model. Okay, that's from this section. Guys, just if you have a problem with how this map is placed. If you have a problem, you can fit it from this section. But UVW map is something we'll learn more about. I'm pressing fit so that they are exactly on top of each other. This is acceptable now, and we can use it. Guys, now it might be a question of what manipulations we can do on this. I'm assigning an edit poly to it. Okay, I'm assigning an edit poly to it. And you see that these polygons are selectable now. See, and I can take these, for example, up, bring them lower. I come to the top view, for example. I select this part like this, and I can now pull it up or bring it down. Create a T-shape like this. But now guys, this state, see, is not pleasant at all, and is somehow very unrealistic. The method that I want to use here now, let's just put this back. Yes, the method we want to use here, we want to get acquainted with new tools and options today. In the Edit Poly section, we have a section called Soft Selection. Soft selection means a smooth selection. Okay, as soon as I turn this on, see, an area comes around the polygons I selected, and its color goes from red to yellow, blue, and the next colors. And to control this range, you can increase this range through falloff. Okay, now you might say, well, what happens here? Now, I'll press this option. Guys, press these options, it's much clearer in the display, and this separation of colors is very interesting and clear. I think it's very good to have this option activated, and the distance between this range, see, we can control the distance between these colors with the pinch option, and bubble also somehow comes and does the same thing. You have to play with these. Okay, now what happens after doing these things? I bring this range down again, and as you can see, we no longer have breakage, and it can be moved very smoothly and smoothly, both up and down, and even other operations, such as, see, I can even control this indentation with the scale tool, or, for example, rotate it. Now it turns off rotate snap, and see, all operations are being done smoothly and flexibly thanks to soft selection. Come and practice with these yourself. Make this range bigger and smaller, work with it. All landscapes need soft selection, and we don't want to have access to anything sharp. Okay now guys, you can take this range smaller, and for example, select a polygon. See, look, I'll pull this part down again for example. See, it turned out very well. Okay, or even a vertex like this. Yes, for example, select a part of the vertex. Okay, and we're going to a very interesting option called, we're learning very practical and professional points in this session, that you can work on the best and most professional environments and landscapes with the help of today's video. The next method we want to learn, and the most complete state of this section, is that we can have manipulation on this landscape. Now one of the methods is the noise modifier. See, these come and make it smaller, and I assign noise to it. See, again we can somehow add details to this shape. Again, give it noise. See, we can move these in any direction we like. Give it noise, and add more detail in this way. I think now fractal can be finer. Yes, in this way. Now, I don't need this noise right now. I go to the next section, edit this section, and get acquainted with the primitive section here. By activating this option, it gives us a brush that we can use to perform the operation of app pull. Guys, push means uplift. See, we can do this and bring it higher. And pull is that it comes down, and the options you have here, two options, guys, are the key points of this section. One is brush size, which by enlarging it, you can make your brush bigger and have more control over your shape. And the push value section is the intensity of this brush, which guys, let me increase this in this section. See, for example, I put it on 1, and with each click, it raises it by 1 meter. For example, here, you see that 1 meter is no longer the answer. It comes and ruins it. So I come and decrease it. You can even put a negative. I come and model these parts in this way. So guys, with this method, you can customize your entire landscape. Now, don't worry about these breakages. It runs out of segments here. That's why we'll increase its segments in the last step and reach the result. See, as long as I hold it down, it comes and does the push and turns it into a pull, and this comes down in this way. Okay, and in this way, you keep playing with these options of value and size, and here you create the state that you want. You can create a shape with the help of this. Then guys, let me decrease this a little. I want it to be a bit lighter. See, this almost comes and doesn't support it, so we almost need to have at least 250 of these. I think we messed it up completely. We should have taken that warning we gave seriously, and it completely causes it to break now. Oh no, it's fixed. Our noise had a problem there. Now, the edit glee that we had given there had a problem. I come and reduce it a little, and I don't want that much detail for now. Yes, just this much, because you see that it's coming very heavy. I give it an edit poly again. Be sure to give edit poly from here so that if we do any damage in the scene, we don't have a problem. I activate the H tool here. I put it on the circle state, and I select an area, for example like this. I reactivate soft selection. I enlarge the range. I increase this option a bit. I want to create a state here, for example. This comes lower. I have such a shape. Good. You can, for example, put your building or cabin here. I want to put the cabin I had here. Okay guys. Again. Emphasize. Try to go forward in a low poly way. I'm no longer going to press it this time. It throws that warning. It says there's a possibility that the top modifier will stop working and ruin the work when we go back to the previous stage. Now, I don't care about this example. I'll put it later. This is good now. Our emphasis is only to go forward in a low poly way, have the minimum segment, but later we can easily add this detail to it. Okay, I activate push and pull. His heart, I come and increase it. And my size, I also increase it, and now I can manage these parts. Now, relative to my view, I can do this. Those that I reduce less, I don't want to come up so much in this way. Let me put it to that cabin that gave it good. I go to the perspective view. I want to put a camera for it. I press Shift, I close a frame for it, and I almost come and place it here. I press Ctrl C, and here the perspective and C. It turns into a physical cam and places a camera exactly in this place. Okay, now the problem you have here is that you see that this part should come up and take it for me. You have no problem, and we can easily solve it. I just now, relative to my view, I can see, for example, to bring the parts higher again, I activate push and pull. Guys, we have an option called relax. This also comes and solves these things. See, I'm going to solve these sharpnesses a little. I'm bringing push and pull down. I'm reducing its size. I'm bringing it up. Okay guys, here we want to learn a new option in this section. It says that there are two states. One is the original normal state. That is, each time you click, it goes up in its normal. This, for example, its normal is going to, see here it goes up, this normal is like this is like this, and here it might bother you. I put it on the axis. See, now it's only coming up on, keep clicking, click and let go. Click here so much that this operation is done. I take the state, I'm making it smaller for them. Now you might say that, for example, why did you do this? You brought this down yourself. You're filling it up now because it has an educational aspect, and you want to give various examples for it now. Okay, I'm okaying these parts as much as possible. See, it's a little helpful guys. We can, for example, turn on subservient, and bring these down orderly. See, take a hilly state here, reduce Ali's cut, I'm putting this on normal, and I continue my work in the same way. Okay, it's almost okay so far. Again, we can now work on its details. Now I don't care, it's good so far. The next option and the next thing that we can do here is that I'm moving this one, now that it shows me where to put my cabin. See the environment where I want to put my words. See, it's ruined. I have to straighten this part. How? See, I can now come in the top view, select this, give it a visual poly again, but let me first, yes, no, just another edit poly. Give it to it again. Okay, let me put this on ret selection. Select that range that I want, here for example. Yes, almost here, and come to the geometry section, and use the option MIC Planner, and straighten this part in the same way, see, in the same way, and now I can place my building, my word here, and use it, so with the same push and pull, you can bring it uphill in the same way, and then straighten it and reach such a shape. Okay, very good. And now the challenge that you might have is that now you did this with the soft selection easily. Now, maybe my shape, for example, is a shape like this. How do I select it exactly there? Cut it off. This shape, to take a rest, take a 10-minute rest, and come to learn that technique together and finish this session. Okay, in the continuation of today's session, we said that we want to lick special shapes and volumes here. On this, for example, look, for this the only thing I have to do is, see, here, for example, I come and put a light like this. I activate auto grade. I press the officer to be seen. For example, they say I have this shape. What should I do? Lick it here easily. They say whatever it is, for example, a curved shape. This is what I have here now. For example, a shape like this. I'm making it smaller. I give it the X sword. Okay, I put it, for example, on my scene like this. Okay, what I have to do is to come and assign the volume select modifier to it. Okay, Wallacen's job is to select the selection that you assign to this model here. I pull this over. Let's see. It says what states should be open. I say I want to select vertices, or, for example, polygons. We say we're on vertex now. For example, I put it on the same rip state. It says, well, what style do you want? For example, see spear sear. I think we can control it here now. For example, Selend. See, I click on the ISO, and I can control this range with the help of these tools. See, for example, I put it on the box. You can do any shape here anymore, but we have an option here called Mash Object. Well, I activate and deactivate the game. We can go to the game from here. Well, I hit your match. It says, well, which style do you want? I say this one. Well, hit this one. I think we should put this modifier edit poly. I delete this. Well, I'm putting this here well, and I say that this, I think the select operation has been done now. See, exactly the same part came and selected it for us. Just let me. And don't delete the edit poly here. This is the building here. Well, I'm pulling this over again. I'm bringing it down that the smoothing remains today. Well, now I say the state of the thing. See, exactly the same range came to me because of this problem. And now I can give it another edit poly. Well, after the select operation is done, see, I'm giving it an edit poly again. And as soon as you click on the polygon, that range is selected. And now let's go to that edit poly that we gave. Yes, it has been applied here. This is it, for example. Okay anymore. If we want to smooth it, said that we can smooth this range with the help of McPlanner. Okay, this is also from the section of landscape construction and the topic of soft selection and volume here. Now here, guys, we could have given soft selection. See, I turn on soft selection. I create a range for it like this. Now, for example, I can bring this down again. For example, with the vessel again. See, now we don't have such a shape. Our cabin is in this shape. Well, now we have ruined it. We can do this operation again with the same steps. Only when our work is done, guys. See, now I'm checking its mass. I'm isolating this now. See, alone now. This has 20 million polygons. If I give it a turb base moss. See, this comes and makes it softer in this shape. For example, or we can do this operation up to 2 or 3 stages too. See how soft it has become. Now it depends on the shape that we want to build anymore. Now here we can give the frequency of the mountains. Give the grass anymore. To be soft is very good. We want to make a hill, for example. But if we want, for example, mountainous states, we must preserve that sharpness anymore. First you saw with the help of the same plane and displace map how much accurate detail we were able to have from it. Well, now instead of turbasmos, we can, in the heart of the same edit poly, see, here we have a section in edit geometry, a relax there. I'm hitting it. See, if I increase this, it comes and relaxes this automatically. Now a little bit more, for example, these are very little 2 stages. You can even make it sharper from here. Yes, just like this. So you can also do this here. Only guys, this method is much lighter than your vase moss here. Here now, for example, the system is good here. I don't know if this is given a bug or not. 38 million are probably a bug, of course, guys. because no, it's not a bug. Sorry, I hid it here, it doesn't matter. You hide the scene at all or not. See, here, because I've hidden all the scenes in this scene at all. It's showing 38 million for all the trees that I had in the scene. I don't know. Or just this cabin itself. See, let me delete this cabin. See, I just deleted it. 18 million were reduced. Yes, just these, only go forward with control anymore. According to your system, come and add these details gradually to it. And at the end of this session, we want to learn another interesting method with you guys. Now, maybe you'll say that I want to make a road here, for example. What is your easy and used method? The method that I myself use. See, for example, I come and draw a path. For example, this. See, for example, this is my path. Now I'm making it a little smaller. I'm pulling this vertex over a little. At all. I'm deleting it. This is it. This is my path. I'm going to be this edit. I'm hitting it and I'm pulling it. See? I'm putting it here in this place. Yes. Well, what we have to do is to come to the geometry section, put this comma standard in the canvas state, in the same place where we used boolean and I don't know propandies. Here are a few useful, interesting options too. One is loft, which we'll work with in the next season. A map state is his state, and here the option that we want to learn now is the sheep mage option. As soon as I activate it, here it says the peak sheep. It says, well, which line is in your mind? Only guys, sorry, the work that I'm doing. It says I'm selecting this, well, I'm selecting it. It said, where did our line go? Our line is here. Well, I'm selecting our shape now. We say, our path now, I say sheep mage. It says, well, which path? I say this. Well, good. I'm activating it, and if I pull this over now and give it an edit poly and activate vertex, I must now activate the vertices. See, and exactly the same ones were selected. Here. Now, for example, I can grow my sergeant to it in this shape. Give it a soft selection, well, and now for example, I can pull this lower. We were able to easily make our road, and now with pertinent, you can edit this part, and that, the interesting point, you can for example outline it, just not be a line. I select the side, see the same place is being updated. And this is great, one to this side. For example, one I say to this side, well, and in the same way, now we can control our shape. This word, have a distance here, exactly the same comes to be applied. So this is also the method of using the sheep mage. And this option, I'm now complexifying this. You can with the help of Relax. We reach the end of today's session. In this session, with all the methods of landscape construction that we said, you can also go to the Google Map, Google Earth site, through the video you said. Go to the maps that you like, for example, from the city of Tabriz, from the city, for example, the slopes of Zagros Alborz Karaj. They're the mountains of Karaj. You can implement it here exactly with the same detail, with its main detail, and the next steps that you learn. I think it's enough for you guys. Until this session, I want to slowly go to rendering. So far we have learned the techniques of modeling as much as necessary, and after this, we want to go to learning the render engine and do the rest of the work in the heart of the render engine. Maybe now you'll say that, well, what does Corona do for us? I'm going to the top gallery of the Corona render engine myself now. These works that you see are all rendered through the current render engine. In this work, for example, see now in the modeling stage. For example, we have worked on this building. We have worked on these. The rest of the work is now the responsibility of the Corona engine. Here, made this sidewalk, the gender of this material, this light, shadows, this tree, the sky, the light that is completely in this scene, this car, these shadows and leaves that you see here, all of us learned through the render engine in the second season of the CENT Comprehensive Simulation Package in Architecture. We go to learn Corona, and we come to the materialization, lighting, assign camera, post-production, render settings, photography of all the professional and specialized events, and we want to learn together in the Corona course. Only I'll say this point too, and finish this session. The children of this package so far, maybe for example the children will say that this is over. This modeling course so far, guys, the entirety of very important tools and everything is said to you. Nothing is missed from the pen. Anything that is left, and the new internal and external workshops, and anything that I definitely know is needed to not have problems in the market projects. I prepare it. And the good news is that these courses, both the modeling course and the rendering course, have the ability to be updated, meaning you become a member of the modeling group once, and I promised almost monthly to update each course monthly, and now until session 15, the videos are ready. We do the password operation on it, and put it with details in the channel, and you can download each of them, and at the head of each month, each new month that comes, receive a session with a lot of new and up-to-date points. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this course enough so far. Until the next tutorials and courses, God keep you.